Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity Sports and Outdoors has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. There's a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm across the north today. A high this afternoon, upper 80s to near 90. Slight chance of showers and storms across the north early tonight. Overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 60s. Sunshine Thursday, a high just over 90. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
It depends on where you're. By the way,
very professional time.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight.
Watches it get out of here. Gackle sits and deals. He struck him out swinging. And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Jones, Christian Johnston will be joined by Clay Henry in about an hour. 2 hours of Clay today. And Grant Hall coming up in about 15 minutes. Picture the mental picture Matt Jones just told me about. I guess he sent me the photo of it last night, or if this was 2 nights ago. Soccer on TV, no, Mario Brothers.
Soccer on the computer, the laptop, and then playing Mario Brothers on the TV. I'm going to die soon.
What else do you need on a Tuesday? There's no football to watch. Well, I mean, you were watching football. It's a different kind of football. That's what it was kind of like wondering, what is it we're supposed to do with ourselves now today after we finally had our first full weekend of what football season's supposed to feel like? Some of you went to your Friday night high school games. We had a big Saturday of college football. Heck, I mean, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday NFL games were outstanding. So yesterday felt, I don't know, felt like a little bit of a void. So, yeah, soccer and Mario Brothers can fill at least a tiny bit of it.
And USA did something like a European team would do. You got to watch.
4 goals?
Oh, my goodness. The goal they scored, it was a one-time on a cutback pass, and you're like, am I watching, like, Liverpool players? So who is this American? Because Pochettino's their coach now, who's coached all those leagues over there, and it's not about the coach, it's about the talent, more to speak. But, yeah, man, it was cool to it was cool to see him do well.
All right, I do have a goal for this show. Although, we haven't, one of the things about our show on a weekly basis, this, we have the same guests each day on a weekly basis. So we're getting their points and their ideas and their opinions about all the topics that we usually kick around and the game that we just watched. So, I got to be honest here. And I asked this question yesterday on really the first segment of the show, and I felt like it was still 50-50, whether people wanted to talk about Arkansas State and War Memorial and, kind of looking backwards into something that might happen 6 years from now and the governor's letter, or the thing that matters a heck of a lot more, which is the Ole Miss football game coming up. And we kind of went where the discussion led it to. My goal today, Matt, at least when I'm starting the discussions, will be specifically about the Ole Miss football game coming up, because I find that to be, it's funny, I heard Chuck talking about this morning on Chuck and Bo. It's a divisive issue when it comes to Little Rock, War Memorial Stadium, playing other teams inside the state. If you don't talk about those things, it's not so divisive. So I would actually it's not like I'm trying for us all to hold hands and sing Kumbaya and be on the same, be on the same Red Rover team or whatever. It's just what matters right now on the ground. It's the game that's coming up on Saturday, and it's going to be, I think, a great football game, a lot of points. And it's like, I'm not making Kool-Aid for you or anything, but the more I think about it, and heck, Matt, the more the bettors are putting money on it because the line is working its way towards the Hogs. This could be one of the best games of the year, as sometimes Arkansas Ole Miss is.
Yeah, I was a political science major in college, thought I was going to get into politics when I was a little bit younger. So I get it. There's stories and there's avenues and there's way to go. I've never voted in a single election. Phil, I know you vote.
I don't miss an election.
But if I was to vote, I would vote for Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I like her as a governor. I like what she does and what she stands for. Do I know what's she about on the football? Do I think she's educated about it? I don't know. But for her and what she does, I'm a Sarah Huckabee Sanders fan. That being said, I've never voted in a single election, so take that for what it's worth.
Well, again, there's no reason to get into the politics of all of this because I don't think politics has much to do with it. I think it's the kind of thing you talk about and move on to the very next thing. And the more interesting thing, too, this Arkansas Ole Miss game, even if you just throw away the idea of revenge from last year. And that's, Sam's been asked about it. Guys on last year's team have been asked about it. Guys that weren't on last year's team have been asked about it. Yes, players, and it's not just Kudas, and it's not just Braxton and Has. Of course, it's Chris Paul as well. There have been others that, for some reason, I'm not remembering at the top of my mind that have moved over from Arkansas to Ole Miss. There's that. If you throw that away, even if you throw away the idea of Lane Kiffin and Sam Pittman hired at generally the exact same time, so it is always interesting when you're watching two programs comparatively with new coaches, not new coaches, coaches that have been around for the same amount of time, all of that, just the series alone. This is 10 years. It's the 10-year anniversary of the Hunter Heave. And another game, which probably was, I don't remember all the games from 10 years ago, but that had to have been one of the best games of the season, for crying out loud. You know it. You watched it. It was. Overtime 3 years ago was amazing, or 4 years ago. Some of these seasons end up running together. Last year wasn't fun. 2 years ago was a pretty good game. This is always a good game. And gosh, you just get fired up for a Razorback Rebels game at night. I would much rather be at night here, although it was last year's game a night game and it didn't go so well. I just think, hey, if you're a football fan and you'd like to move past the debates of the last 2 days, which I'd like to do, how about just being fired up that you're about to watch a great football game, of which I think Arkansas's got. What chance did we give percentage? We're saying there's a chance, 25, 33, 4 out of 10. I'm leaning more towards 4 out of 10.
I think it's kind of funny because we talked last year about not getting too caught up in these games that the first couple games of the year when nobody on the other team could play for this Arkansas team, meaning Alabama A&M, Arkansas State. Arkansas State might have 2 or 3 guys that could play. But it's funny how the national media is finally coming over to what we've been talking about. I've been saying since last year. Taylor Green will be a top 4 quarterback in the SEC this year. And everybody's like, no, I don't think so. No. And now all of a sudden he has 2 games against 2 Jamboree teams, and everybody's coming out to say, oh, look, no, duh. He was the best player on the field the last 2 games. But we'll find out now. So that's the thing that I want to see, Phil, is our offensive line good enough to give him a little bit of time? Because what have we seen him do these last 2 games when he had a little bit of time? Man, he's been tearing it up.
Well, so who will be the best player on the field when it's Arkansas's offense against Ole Miss's defense? You know, if you're looking at the Arkansas offense, the best player on the field is Taylor Green, and probably will be all year long. Heck, I mean, I think I'd give a little nod sometimes, maybe, depending on what happens in the future, to a running back that you can hand it off to 20 times like a Mike Washington. But this team is going to go and not go by Taylor Green. He's the best athlete on the field.
You got to think Petrino and Green, there's going to be minimum 25 pass attempts every season. Yes, that means he's going to control a lot of it. And then a lot of it, I bet you another 10 to 15 plays, he'll be checking into a run or a pass based on what he sees on the defense. So I think Taylor Green is very vital to this team.
Well, he's going to need some time because this Ole Miss team, I think you can pass against them if there is enough time. They got some guys up front that can really put some pressure on you. Sam talked about that quite a bit a couple of days ago, specifically on the defensive tackle, Xavier Harris, 6'8", 330 pounds. So, yeah, just a little bit of time, enough time, hopefully. But I also know, Matt, this game also can be dependent upon who can run the ball with success. And I think Ole Miss has probably, now both teams have to run it, but I think the Razorbacks may have some more success throwing the ball just based on Green over Simmons in that case. I think Ole Miss wants to run the ball a little more because I think there's a need to run the ball without the ability to throw it the same way that they did under Jackson Dart. Now, I think Taylor's just as good of a runner as he was last year, but I think he's a better passer than he was last year. He's got better receivers, or at least maybe he feels better about those receivers and has more time. So Ole Miss has taken a step back with their quarterback. I don't think there's any two ways about that. Not saying Simmons is, no good.
He's not a first-round draft pick.
Is Taylor Green? He could be. Yeah. We talked about this earlier. When you look at the physical aspects of Taylor Green, there isn't one thing physically that makes him not a first-round pick. Now, it's all the other aspects of playing the position, fine-tuning it, and that's what you're getting at, too, Matt, of the first 2 weeks and against the 2 opponents. We'll really get a sense of how better fine-tuned he is as a quarterback. He looks better. Get a better sense this next game against Ole Miss. So that's where we start. And I wonder, would you take Taylor Green ahead of how many other quarterbacks in the SEC? How many of them? You think he's top 4, Matt? I agree with you. What if he might be top 3? What if he might be
There's
top
a lot of
2?
big changeover that's happened. I'd like to see the Oklahoma quarterback play. I think Nussmeier's number 1. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but to me, he's the clear-cut number 1 quarterback in the SEC this year. That doesn't mean he's going to be the best pro. It's just he's got the most reps and everything that he's got going on. I know a lot of people like the South Carolina kid. I've seen that South Carolina kid play 0 snaps of football film, so I'm not going to say either or, but what I've seen of Taylor Green, I've watched SEC football for, 30 years now. Dude's real good, man. He easily can be a top 4 quarterback in this SEC, no question about it.
Well, that's one of the fun things about some of the games across the SEC this weekend, because South Carolina with Lenora Sellers against Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt. I mean,
and the Tennessee quarterback's getting a lot of love as well.
That's right, and I mean, who else? You get DJ Lagway in Florida. Boy, Lagway's going to have to pull them to the finish line, it feels like. LSU and Nussmeier meeting them in Baton Rouge. And then Taylor Green in Arkansas against Austin Simmons and Ole Miss. I'll take Taylor Green in that matchup.
Your boy Arch Manning. We forgot about Heisman Arch Manning.
Fastest man on earth.
I joke. Where do you think Gunnar Stockton is in that deal with Georgia, Phil?
Yeah, I'm not even really sure. And the oddity about this is that the programs that you would put at the front of the line that still were getting love for national championship before the season started, nobody's listing quarterback as a reason why. Gunnar Stockton with Georgia, Ty Simpson with Alabama. Nobody is putting them near the top of the list. Those guys are probably at the bottom 5, bottom 4, potentially. So this is something to kick around throughout the show with all of our guests and you as well. If you want to get on, Lewis Automotive Hotline will be open in about 20 minutes or so because we're talking with Grant Hall right after this.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
We're talking with legendary Arkansas running back Felix Jones here on the Morning Rush. You could hoop a little bit back in the day, couldn't you?
Man, I tried, yeah. That was actually my first kind of love in sports. And my dad would play, and then Grover called us. So we had to go other places, and I took all the ability I had from each and every sport to take the football, and it seemed to work perfectly.
This is the Morning Rush, weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3.
And no one's going to get Felix Jones.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together. Because bragging's good,
but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Got a little jingle. Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Headed right on our Lewis Automotive Hotline on a Wednesday morning, which I am now remembering is a Hall of Fame Wednesday. We have Hall of Fame sports writer and sportscaster Grant Hall with us for one segment. Grant, good morning to you. It's been an interest since we last talked to you. We've had something totally new, something traditional, and a debate that feels like it might be stuck in 1998. How are you today?
I'm fine, and here we are Wednesday, and people are still talking about it. And Arkansas's got a game to play against Ole Miss on Saturday, which that's kind of one of the problems. I mean, that's enough to say grace over right there.
Yeah. So what's more interesting to you? Let me. Where do you want to take this?
I think the Ole Miss game by far. I mean, it could be make or break for this team potentially. Ole Miss is favored by 10 points or something like that, and we're going to find out a lot about both of those teams that we probably don't know yet. The whole stadium thing. I mean, just quickly, let me say. I mean. I've probably been to 100 games at War Memorial Stadium. My dad went to when the 25 Little Pigs beat Ole Miss 6-0 in 1954. Some thought that was kind of the beginning of modern Razorback football, and then I was there in 74 when Arkansas beat number 1 USC, and the fans stayed for 20 minutes afterwards yelling, and I'm down there in the field with Ike Forte. He's just looking up in wonder at the whole thing. But nostalgia is fine. There's a place for that. But all of the things that Hunter Yurachek has said about this thing still apply, including that the schedule is full out to 2030. Now, I suppose if enough powerful people got together, they could change that. But I'm not that clued into the Board of Trustees anymore, and not sure what everyone's thinking about it. But it was a good, I guess, nice day, electric day. But I don't know that Governor Sanders, I think probably she's managed to alienate herself from more Arkansas voters than she realizes.
Maybe I don't know. I think it's all part of it being out there and stuff. I'm still a Sarah Huckabee Sanders fan. Let's talk a little bit about Arkansas Ole Miss and what we saw. Phil and I were talking on Monday, and what we've seen the first 2 games of this year to what you've seen the last couple years. Man, this is what you wanted to see. The offense excelled, defense got better from week 1 to week 2, but we're kind of picking on the stepchild. It's kind of varsity, junior varsity. None of those players are good enough to play in the SEC. The 2 teams we just beat. All taking that into context. What do you like about this team? How do you see this game going? What do you think Arkansas can excel at against Ole Miss this week?
Well, I like the offense, Matt. We thought it was pretty good. I mean, it'd be nice to keep scoring 50-plus, wouldn't it? Arkansas was going into a game last year that they lost 63-31, was it? And one of the TV stations had it 21. I think it was 31 last year when they stopped counting. And, the players that are here, Sam Pittman talked about this, Matt. You'd think there'd be a little juice there, wanting a little payback from that, especially as Ole Miss kept scoring and had their starting quarterback in there a long time. In the fourth quarter, stuff like that used to really fuel things. I don't know that people pay that much attention to that anymore. But this year's team, they've got a quarterback that I guess is healthy, and we'll see. He already had been taken out of one of the last drives there last week. And by the way, I think that was a 9.5 point game, right? I mean, that's what the line was, and then Ole Miss scored to get ahead by 10, and then at the end, with a few seconds left, a field goal cut it back to 7. And the field goal was the right play because there was, just enough time for an onside kick, maybe throw a Hail Mary. But that was kind of an amusing element to that Kentucky game.
Yeah, but still the feeling of for Ole Miss is this is not an offense that's clicking the same way that it did under Jackson Dart. And some of the weather. They got some of the same weapons as last year. Better running back, too, in Kalen Lacey, but not a better quarterback. And that's what's going to drive this, too. But this is still a big test for the defense because they're going to come at you in 2 or 3 different ways on the ground. They're still going to try to exploit matchups on the outside when the chance is there. This is all about establishing the run early in this game. The team that does that is going to play with the lead, and I think both teams can run with the lead.
Yeah, I agree with that, Phil. Lane Kiffin talked about that. That they've been able to really rush the ball, and they're still able to do it. Arkansas probably had, for example, Sam Pittman said the other day. I think there were 14 carries between Russell and Arkansas's star running back, who we haven't really seen a whole lot of yet, and he thinks that's going to go up in this game. So I think you're going to see 20 or so carries, maybe more by those two, depending on what success they have or don't have. But all you have to do to see, the team that rushes for the most yards might win this game, or the team that has fewer turnovers might be the one that wins 38-35.
Ooh, I could see that if we could steal a couple extra possessions. Hey, there's a lot of newcomers at the quarterback position in the SEC this year, and there's been a lot of debates. The last year and a half or so, I've said Taylor Green can be a top 4 quarterback in the SEC. Where do you have? I have Nussmeier at LSU number 1 right now, but where do you see Taylor Green? I know we haven't really played too. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves with the 2 teams we've played. But do you think by the end of the season, more people are going to be saying, hey, Taylor Green, that's a 3rd-round draft pick. That's a guy that's going to play on Sundays. Or do you think it'd be, I don't know if he's going to get drafted?
Well, I think he would have even had more regard last year, Matt, if he hadn't got hurt after Tennessee. I think that limited some of the things he could do last year. I've always been really high on this guy. And by the way, I think he's about 6'7.5", 6'8". I don't know if you've stood up next to him.
He's a pterodactyl for football terms. Yeah, he's big.
I mean, I like the guy hurdling. The thing that you are concerned about, though, is staying healthy. And if he's going to make runs like that, he's susceptible. And that you want him to stay healthy. But I think if he does, yeah, he's easily a top 4 or 5 quarterback in this league. And the team is, for a team not getting any votes for the Associated Press top 25, they've looked pretty good. So. But again, we'll know a whole lot more after this Saturday.
Top 20 Razorbacks in the top 25 if they beat Ole Miss on the road?
Oh, yeah, because Ole Miss have to be.
Yeah, I would think so, too. Hey, baseball schedule yesterday, Grant. Can't complain about this one. It's funny. People are complaining about we're not getting the tough teams this year. Usually you don't hear that when it comes to football.
You're not getting LSU, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, or Tennessee. Just think about that. That's a dream schedule.
Are we still in the SEC?
Right.
Did we move to the Big 8 or something?
You remember that phone call we got about a month ago? Some guy called up, said he'd had a look at the SEC baseball schedule. He saw the Hogs baseball schedule. He asked if I did. I had not. And he told us exactly what he said. No LSU, no Tennessee, no Texas. I don't remember if he said no A&M, no Vanderbilt. I'm fine with no Vanderbilt. That just means no Whistler. But it's not like an SEC baseball schedule is easy. It's just this just isn't as tough as it was before.
Yeah, of those 10 remaining that you're playing, probably 8 of them will be ranked, maybe something like that, Phil. It's kind of hard to know, obviously, this far off, but they're always good, and who knows? Maybe they'll end up. Maybe they'll end up being better than some of the teams we mentioned. So, but maybe the fans would want to see those other teams just for the fun of it. But I'm sure, I imagine the coaches are pretty pleased with the schedule.
It's just, I think people like rivalries. You can say rivalries, and there are plenty of rivalries for the baseball program. I think people like that, and I think it's so interesting to see the reactions from the schedules that get released. You play everybody in basketball, and that's understood. You don't play everybody the same amount of times. Football, you don't play everybody. Baseball, you don't play everybody. I think you can see the confidence in the programs by the way fans react to these schedules, in which annually you're getting screwed by the SEC, and some of that is also legit just based on how many home games you get in certain parts of the year. But the baseball fans are just like, bring it on. Bring us the 27 Yankees. We'll see what we can do there.
And basketball just keeps adding power after power to the schedule. I mean, John must think this team's going to be really good, to take on this kind of schedule. I mean, I don't remember one that's this power-packed with non-conference teams.
Well, and it's also, are they going to set a record for neutral site regular season games? I don't think they've ever played this many games on a neutral site.
Helps recruiting. I think he likes to do that. And of course, he's got so many ties to these places. Did you see where Calipari is 17-3 against Memphis? Is that right? No, it's against Houston. I hope I'm getting that right. I may be conflating. You have to look that one up.
Would they have been in the same league when he was at Memphis?
Yeah, I think it was
17-12 or something. They were in
against Houston because I know Arkansas has an above 500 record against Houston, but not like that. So that's pretty impressive.
What other games are you looking forward to this week around the SEC? Is it A&M and Notre Dame? Is it Georgia, Tennessee? When you're looking around the SEC, what other two games you looking at?
Yeah, I was looking at that this morning, Matt. Those are the two that kind of catch your attention the most, I would say. I mean, maybe let's see a couple of others.
You think Georgia and Notre Dame? I mean, those are the two favorites in those games. Tennessee really hasn't got off the snide, beating them. Do you think the two favorites win those two games?
I think Georgia wins. I think I think Notre Dame wins. I think coming off a loss, they're going to win that. Let's just see who else is playing it. Well, Alabama has Wisconsin at home.
Could that be it? Let's say Wisconsin beats Bama. Does DeBoer make it to? Is he gone?
That'll be it.
Well,
that'll be
it.
Right. Absolutely done.
I think that 73-0 last week maybe calmed it down a little bit, and plus the fact that it's going to be a $58.9 million buyout. That's not too practical.
They're a 21-point favorite at Bryant-Denny Stadium. He loses that game, they'll find the money.
They don't need to lose that. Florida and LSU are playing this week at Baton Rouge, so LSU doesn't need to lose that one either. Speaking of coaches who kind of tend to say the wrong things, South Carolina, Vanderbilt at Columbia. Any takers for Vanderbilt in the early season in this one?
I would absolutely take them, just not in Columbia, not in that, not in that atmosphere. I don't think. But I know they beat Virginia Tech. But in Blacksburg, so it's pretty rare to go on the road to two Power 4 opponents and get road wins back-to-back weeks. But this isn't your dad's Vanderbilt Commodores, Grant.
No, and South Carolina's coach has aged probably 10 years in the last two. He doesn't even look like the same guy, but he's doing a great job there.
Grant, let's leave it there. We'll visit again next week. Always appreciate you joining us on these Hall of Fame Wednesdays.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you.
You got it. Grant Hall with us every Wednesday on Halftime. We can open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline for you now if you want. 877-377-6963. 6 o'clock kick, Arkansas and Ole Miss on ESPN. We've got all of our programming on ESPN Arkansas beginning 1 o'clock in the afternoon with Arkansas Game Day. The Learfield pregame takes over at 3. Chuck and Quinn with a kickoff just after 6 o'clock. And you need to be at Joe's Grill and Cantina for the game, because if you're wearing your Hog gear, you'll get half-price apps and taps during the game. That is half-price apps and taps during Razorback football games when you're wearing your Hog gear at Joe's Grill and Cantina. And while you're there, check out the 10-layer dip, Chimmy Paquitos, Ultimate Sampler, and Mexican Pizza. That's Game Days, half-price apps and taps with your Hog gear during the Razorback game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, South 74th, across from Harps in Fort Smith, and joesfortsmith.com. Quick break. Back in a moment. This is Halftime.
As being a fan, there's a fire that burns in me just like when I was 7 years old, my first game in Little Rock, Arkansas.
This is Halftime.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey everybody, Zachary Hall here, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker. If you have not stopped by the Jam Mart in Fort Smith on Phoenix Avenue, you're missing out. They have a brand new hot case in there. They serve breakfast, they serve lunch, they serve dinner. My personal favorite is the chicken strips and potato wedges. They also serve cheeseburgers as well. They have all sorts of options that you don't want to miss. Be sure to stop by and see your local Jam Mart, Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith today. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in Arkansas.
Fill her up, please.
Mustard or ketchup? Jelco Outdoors Fall Hunting Sale is going on now through Saturday. Shotguns starting at $150. AR rifles as low as $399.99. Save 10% off on all ammo gun cases starting at $14.99. Higdon duck decoys over 50% off. Rhino corn feeders $299.99. Select bows and crossbows $300 to $500 off on brands like Hoyt, Elite, Botech, and Raven. Don't miss the big Fall Hunting Sale this week at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
The proud and honorable men and women of our military are still overseas, sacrificing their lives and their families' emotions for another country's freedom. Please pray for the courageous troops of our military. This salute is courtesy of SS Welding and Mechanical, proudly serving our area with reliability and excellence. For all of your commercial and industrial welding and custom fabrication needs, call the pros at 479-651-2512. That's SS Welding and Mechanical, on the air saluting our troops.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Thanks for all you Come sit next to me, pour yourself some tea, just like when I'm a baby, things were better then, once would never again. We've all been there, take back.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Could Taylon Green be the second best quarterback in the SEC right now, Matt? It's difficult to project after just these two games, but I still put Nussmeier at the top of the list, and I still feel like Taylon might be in a bit of a jumble in that top 4, top 5 with Lenora Sellers from South Carolina. I'm not going to put Lagway up there right now, and Sellers too. Like. With Green, he's got the season as the starter at Boise State, and then last year, and a noticeable improvement each season. It's just I guess I have a little trouble trying to list all of these players where it is just 2 games into the season, and you just don't have a lot to go off of.
There's only been one SEC game played this year.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
Right. It's like there was 15 touchdown passes that Taylon had last year, and like 2 of them come against UAPB. 5 against Mississippi State, 2 against Louisiana Tech, 2 against Texas Tech. Most of those didn't even come against, I said 5 against Mississippi State. Not a good team. Those were not good teams, mostly, that he threw his touchdown passes against. So he already has 10 in 2 games this year, none of those against SEC teams. So, I think there's no doubt in my mind that he's top half. I just sort of reserving judgment. Maybe by the time I get out of Vaught Hemingway Stadium on Saturday, I have a much better idea of it. And the same with Austin Simmons, though he went up against a better defense than Green did last week in Kentucky.
You would put, you put Arch Manning, you'd put the Vanderbilt quarterback, you'd put Marcel Reed from A&M, you'd put Sellers at South Carolina, the Teeter, the kid at Oklahoma. So there's 5, and then you put Taylon Green in that group. I think Nussmeier's number 1. And then I think the next group, there's about 7 quarterbacks right there. And then as the season goes on, we'll be able to start slotting those guys. But no question about it. Taylon Green, in my opinion, is a top 4 quarterback in the SEC.
And then, so you put Arch Manning in the top half, you thought?
In the top half. I don't think Arch Manning's top 4, but the kid from Oklahoma, I'm liking him. I know a lot of people like the kid at Vanderbilt in South Carolina, so there's a couple right there.
I guess one way,
but I like Marcel Reed if he's healthy as well.
Yeah, I like him too. But it's you put it in these terms too. How many players on one team would start for the Razorbacks? So what about the idea of how many teams would Taylon Green start for in the SEC?
He would start for Texas, no question about it.
There
He would 100%. He would start for Texas,
and it'd be a real battle. I mean, even if you're putting Taylon Green up against DJ Lagway, you're going to have a battle. You do the same with Lenora Sellers. It's not like one is that much farther away than the other. And nothing that's happened in the first 2 weeks, I think, has put either one of those two in a position where they to me, they look any better than Taylon does. But ask that question about Arch Manning. How many teams in the SEC would Arch Manning start for? You know the oddity? Would he be starting for Auburn and Alabama?
I think so.
Probably so.
I think so.
Would he be starting for Georgia? Yes, probably so. What would he be? Would he start over Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt? No, he would not. Think about that. The Vanderbilt quarterback is better.
How did they keep him? How did they keep him in the portal? That's it, huh? Just a black bag.
I'm being way facetious about this. Maybe he feels a little bit of loyalty to the program that brought him there, and the coach that's still his offensive coordinator that he joined from New Mexico State. Okay. And yes, they're going to throw some cash.
Okay.
There's going to have to be some cash in there as well. But think about that. You would take the Vanderbilt quarterback before you would take the Texas quarterback and the Alabama quarterback and the Georgia quarterback.
I like the Oklahoma quarterback. I think he's very potentially a top 4 guy as well.
I'm like expecting giant chunks of rock to be falling from the sky with fire attached to them. You would take the Vanderbilt quarterback over Georgia, Alabama, and Texas. What world are we living in? Do you realize? And you're thinking about this, and you know it's true. Maybe it wouldn't have been the same last year. Would you have taken Pavia over Jalen Milroe? Maybe so.
Jalen Milroe's a running back. No, he was never. I was surprised if you guys remember right. I think we had Bill King on as soon as DeBoer was head coach, and I was like, "There's no way Milroe. He's transferred. There's no way he'll be the quarterback because that's not what they want to do." I was surprised he was the quarterback last year.
So it's funny. We had these questions that people throw around last month. If Taylon Green were the quarterback at Alabama, would there be more hype around him? And usually you might think, well, it wouldn't matter because the guy who's playing quarterback at Arkansas probably doesn't beat out the guy who's playing quarterback at Alabama. So this is a moot point. It isn't now. It isn't now. If Taylon Green were the quarterback for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and I have not, Matt, looked at the Heisman odds, not yet, he would be at the top of the list. Just based on the first 2 weeks. 10 touchdowns, the 2 interceptions, long runs, doesn't matter who it's against. He would be at the top of the list of Heisman candidates right now. Based on the brand of Alabama, yes, he would. I was trying to think about that last month. I hadn't seen anything about Ty Simpson. Taylon Green is a better quarterback. It's the same with Georgia. So, yeah, I think you're going to have the better quarterback on the field. Was that the case last year with Jackson Dart against Green? No. It was the same when it was Jackson Dart against KJ Jefferson 2 years ago. It's different. It's different now. You have the better quarterback. In this game, you have the better quarterback against Memphis. I mean, I like that C.J. Carr from Notre Dame, but I think you got the better quarterback in that game too. Tennessee, maybe. I mean, we'll see a little bit more about Joey Aguilar in Tennessee's next, at least, game against Georgia, UAB, Mississippi State, their next opponents after before they face Arkansas. But, you know, you're looking at this in the idea, wouldn't it be great to be 4-0 going into the Notre Dame game? Wouldn't it be great to just be 5-0 going into your first off week? You have the best quarterback on the field in these next 3 weeks. You can definitely win this game on Saturday in Knoxford, no doubt. Seth asked, what if his name was Arch Thomas? Yeah, if you take the if Talon's name was Taylon Manning, same attributes, you know, same guy.
No, it would be Talon Manning, though.
It would be. That's right. Yeah. What if it'd have to be Talon Manning?
Yeah.
In that case, that's the only way that it actually works for the coach up north.
But I think to your point, what you're saying, and I'm not saying that people are lazy, but I think most of the people from the outside perspective at the bigger places, it's all perceived by what you just said. The Alabama quarterback is better. The Texas quarterback is better. The Georgia quarterback is better. And then you actually go watch him play, and you're like, oh, actually that kid at Arkansas is just as good as any of them.
Yeah. I mean, you think about this when you think of depth charts at each of these teams. Jam Miller gets hurt for Alabama. Oh, they got a running back. They grow running backs on trees there. Linebackers at Georgia, that kind of thing. And so you figure, well, they must have quarterbacks falling off trees there. Heck, I mean, Jalen Hurts was backed up by Tua Tagovailoa. That's pretty good, right? It's not quite the same right now. Not even close to being the same right now. So I think you're right. Is it laziness? Is it just paying attention to brand name of the team somebody plays for?
I don't know that it's not. It's a kind of a combination of everything. It's kind of what's the safer pick if you're in the media world and you're out there and you go, and you say something and it's totally off, then they like, well, then you lose accountability, you lose respectability. So they go with the safe pick and saying it's like this is the one of the funniest stats I've ever heard. It's true, but. If Duke, when Coach K was there at Duke, and Duke was out there and they offered somebody a basketball scholarship, automatically their star rating went up 1. If they were a 3-star and Duke offered them, then people just thought, well, they're a 4-star. If they're a 4-star and Duke, well, now they're a 5-star. Same thing with Coach Cal. If Coach Cal goes and offers a kid, star rating goes up 1. And I think there's a little bit to say about that as well in SEC football.
Brand name and who's paying attention to... Yeah, the brand name paying attention to the kid, and so the kid gets attached to the brand, and that means the kid is as good as the brand is. It really isn't always like that. Pinto says, replay this quarterback discussion in 6 weeks, and you'll be eating your words. Well, I need an opinion on the quarterbacks then, because part of this is also over the first 2 weeks, you're still not quite sure what it is you've seen for Arkansas. I think you have a better sense of some of the others, like Arch Manning against Ohio State. Maybe Ohio State's defense is the best in the country. Maybe that's an unfair way to look at it. But he really didn't have the best second game against the San Jose State team too. You know, Ole Miss against Kentucky, you can believe what you see a little bit more in terms of that. You can believe what you see from Ty Simpson against Florida State, can't you? From Alabama, I understand, road game, first game of the year. We'll see what happens. Don't tell me about Louisiana Monroe. We'll see what happens against Wisconsin. So, I mean, it's the same for Talon. Nobody wants to believe what they see in the first 2 weeks, and I get the purpose. I get the reason why. I absolutely understand the reasoning why, because you don't make your bones off of Alabama A&M and Arkansas
Nobody's
State.
going to talk about those games at the end of the year.
You do
that's
against
exactly
Ole
right.
Miss.
Mm-hmm.
You do against Notre Dame, and the rest of the games after that. Absolutely you do. We still got to fill the time, and these are conversations worth having when you're going into this first game in the SEC. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Hotline.
I'd like to know where Pinto has him ranked and what he thinks, because, and then we're going to get, Fisherman Clay Henry on in just a little bit. What do you think? You think I find out if he thinks Taylon Green's a top 4 quarterback, or are me and you overreacting like we tell people not to do? Are we kind of
probably a little of that?
Sit
Sure.
back a little bit and just kind of let's see what happens these next 3 games.
That's right. First 3 weeks, you're going to make a lot of growth, or the reverse of growth in some cases. Let's not go backwards from last week to this one against Ole Miss. Quick break. Back to wrap up hour number 1 of Halftime after this.
When Matt Jones and Houston Nutt teams were playing back in the day, if those guys had 4 wins on their record at the end of the season, they still got in there and they beat the tar out of everybody.
This is Halftime.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma. Residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cole Johnson with River Valley Smile Center. If you're struggling with missing teeth or tired of loose, uncomfortable dentures, I want you to know there's a better option. With full arch dental implants, we can create a smile that's strong, secure, and looks completely natural. These aren't traditional dentures. They're fixed in place with implants, so they don't slip or cause pain. You can speak, eat, and smile with confidence like you're used to. I've seen firsthand how life-changing this solution can be for our patients. It's why I love what I do. Give us a call at 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com. Let's rebuild your smile together.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. This is a game changer for the Van Alma community. Sharp Equipment is now open at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren. No matter what sector of heavy equipment you're in, you'll leave Sharp Equipment with new ideas, new relationships, and new opportunities to grow your business. Sharp Equipment is locally owned and operated, so whether you're needing to stock up on filters, order replacements, or renting equipment for the next big job, this is the perfect place to shop locally. Stop in at Sharp Equipment, now located at 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren, or give them a call at 479-649-0500 to see how Sharp Equipment can help you move more than just the world. They help you move forward.
Got a pest? Call West. If you have pest or termite problems in your home, call West today and learn how their 50 years combined experience can help solve your problems with competitive pricing and quality services, all designed with your pets and children in mind. Call today and schedule your free estimate. They even offer Saturday services and long life attic pest control. Call 782-7291. West Termite and Pest Control, protecting your home health and peace of mind.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two, with fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Did you know that 1 in 5 Arkansans face food insecurity? Let your community support you.
There is no judgment here. We're here to get you food that you can take home and have with your family.
Food pantries across Arkansas are open and ready to welcome you in. Everybody has a right to food.
I can't save the world, but the people that we come in contact with, I try to make sure that they're good.
To learn more and find locations, go to foodbanksofarkansas.org. Brought to you by the Food Banks of Arkansas with funding from Summit Utilities in cooperation with this station and the APA.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric. Sloan, what do you currently have open?
2 journeyman spots open and a 4th-year apprentice. If you have 1 to 2 years experience with those, you'd be a great fit for my company. We do residential, commercial, and industrial installs. Normal working hours are 8 to 4:30, so you can focus on your home life outside of your career. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Hit it. This ain't no disco. It ain't no country club either. This is LA. All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die. Sure it's Bill, Billy, or Mac or Buddy. Played up with me, and I wonder if he's ever had a day of fun in his whole life. We are drinking beer at noon on Tuesday. The bar at the face, giant car wash. The good people of the world watching their cars on their lunch break. Over and scrubbing as best they can in skirts and suits. They're shiny dots. All I wanna do.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Hey, it's a quick segment here, and Matt Jones and I are at the ESPN Experience at Walmart in Fayetteville on Mall Avenue tomorrow. It'll be our second time there. Halftime will be live 11 to 2. Come on out, get a look at the ESPN Experience and all the cool memorabilia that'll be on display. You can actually sit at the Sports Center live desk, not while we're doing the show, but when we're not there, you can. And start lining up early because John Calipari, yes, the head coach of Arkansas men's basketball, will be at the ESPN Experience at Walmart on Mall Avenue tomorrow from 5 till 6 for a meet and greet.
I didn't want him to be there at like 1:30 while we're still there. At least it's after we're gone. Oh,
they lined up outside the store for the backfield of ages.
That's what I mean. So it'll be just like that for Calipari. I got to beat the traffic on that one.
How dark can your sunglasses be, Matt? How far down can you pull the brim of your cap over your head?
That'd be ridiculous.
Well, we will be there from 11 to 2, and then Matt will get out of there ASAP.
1:58.
That's right. But it will be fun. It was really cool to be there for the Sports Center live desk, just to kind of sit there and see what it's like to be on television without really being on television.
I felt like Scott Van Pelt, bald and with glasses on.
Bald, fresh-faced, wearing a suit all the time, right?
He does look like create a player. He does look like you just said, hey, create a player AI, and it just said, hey, here's Scott Van Pelt.
We are going to recreate the one and only Clay Henry for the remainder of the show. The legendary and Hall of Fame sports writer and former publisher of Hogs Illustrated will be joining us up until 2 o'clock. Of course, you can read Clay at wholehogsports.com or just get on the horn and the Lewis Automotive Hotline and be a part of the show. 877-377-6963. Halftime is right back.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbIrdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
At Arvest Bank, we believe small businesses are the backbone of communities. Whether you're just getting your business off the ground, planning for future growth, or managing the day-to-day, we want you to thrive. That's why we help businesses of all kinds find their strength. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. There's a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm across the north today. A high this afternoon, upper 80s to near 90. Slight chance of showers and storms across the north early tonight. Overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 60s. Sunshine Thursday, a high just over 90. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Oh, ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What angle one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
It's vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
.12:01 afternoon on a Wednesday, and welcome back in on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. This is halftime. I'm Phil Olsen with Matt Jones. Christian Johnston's in the studio and bringing on the one and only Hall of Famer Clay Henry in just a moment. Matt, I do first want to, do you have a favorite baseball player right now in Major League Baseball? Because I got one guy that I think you are a big fan of.
Is Charlie Blackmon still playing center field for the Rockies?
No, I think he's on television for the Rockies
Okay.
now.
I got to see him play a couple years ago when I went up there, and I liked him. No, I would Ronald Acuna Jr., yeah, the kid from I say the kid. The Atlanta Braves guy, he would be my favorite.
Would this guy be near the top of your list?
On fly ball, center field. It's hit deep. Out toward Monty's angle. It is number 50. Sloper has just hit his 50th home run of the season. He's the second 50
He's my first pick all softball team. If we're starting an intramural softball league, Phil, and we're doing drafts, I'm taking Schwarber as my number 1 overall pick.
You know, usually if you're drafting softball teams, that goes along with the beer drinking team too. You think that he might be one of the captains.
Wade Boggs is our bench coach, so we'll be okay.
Wade Boggs is the commissioner, for crying out loud. So it's just an interesting note that this is only the 7th season ever in baseball history where both leagues will have a player with at least 50 home runs or more.
Ryan Howard, the only other Philly to do it?
I think he's the only one.
Okay.
Pretty sure he's the only other one to pull it off. So anyway, I saw you at that home run. For some reason, when I see Schwarber, now I think of Matt Jones.
I like Schwarber. Yeah.
Bring on Hall of Famer Clay Henry here. Clay, do you think Matt Jones if you think Kyle Schwarber?
Probably not.
Well, so you can have the fastest athlete that I really knew well. That'd be Matt Jones,
the guy who doesn't play a position because he's so slow.
There's guys as fast or faster than Matt Jones. I mean, Lance Allworth is in that group. Clyde Scott, but I didn't know them. I know Matt Jones. That would be in Kyle Schwarber. He might be the slowest great athlete.
I still might be faster than him if we had to go race. I think
you can outrun him. I
think so.
Now, it looks to me like he's actually shed a little weight since he was drafted out of Indiana because he was a catcher then, but he hasn't played in position in a long time. Matt, I don't think I should ever compare a ball player who doesn't play a position to you. Because there was something that Schwarber did. I guess this was 4 or 5 years ago. He was playing for the Red Sox, and they put him in at first base. Might have been the only day he played first base all year. And he fields a routine ground ball, and the Boston fans sarcastically give him a standing ovation for fielding a routine ground ball. He might not have played a position since, but yeah, maybe that'll be the last time that he makes me think of you. I'll figure somebody else out. Blackman works because he could run and he had a beard too.
Center field, I loved. He was. I'll play. We're gonna play his song too coming out of the next break. His walk-up song. I love it.
Well, the guy that I would want to be the bench coach, so not that I want him to be the bench coach, but then, we're going to travel, away games, you're gone for 2 weeks. I don't want George Brett to be around.
Ooh.
This is the beer drinking team?
I just think keeping you in stitches, one-liners, it's like, and maybe what you just said, but I just think he's a guy that, first of all, I think he'd be a good bench coach. I trust his knowledge of the game. Mm-hmm. Not that he would try to. I mean, how many beers did Wade Boggs drink on the plane one time? Was it?
Is it 200? Is that the number? Or am I throwing a little added?
187.
Yeah, it was something that you think was not possible. But I think
not enough time.
George Brett wouldn't try to do that, but he'd be there cheering you on.
Mm. You would need somebody to cheer you on.
I just have heard stories about him from the guys that covered him. And, like if you were back in the day, I don't think major league teams have near the traveling party that newspapers and everybody's cut back. You just hire somebody freelance in the market to file stories. But back in the day, for instance, Chris Mortensen, was covering the Dodgers for, the Orange County Register or whatever it was. I mean, he didn't miss a game. He traveled, and then he was, traveled with the Braves. That's why he went to do the Falcons, is after Alex was born, he didn't want to travel anymore, and football was, shorter season. But, sometimes these old crusty sports writers, they might end up in the same place after the game as the players. And they said George was worth, not so much drinking or eating with him, but just having him hold court, so to speak.
Yeah. A lot of the best drinking ends up on the bus or on the plane anyway. After the game in the clubhouse, certainly not before the game. Nate wants Lenny Dykstra as the first base coach on this team. I like that. Sean says he thinks of Matt Jones whenever he sees Chipper Jones. And I'm trying to think about this here. Were you a switch hitter? Do you hit lefty and righty?
Ambidextrous, only when I shoot my, I'm a left-handed, so like because it's based on your eye. Pops, so about 6, 7, 8 years old, and you're playing toss, and Pops like, all right, now swing left-handed. I think I did it for one day, and I was like, no, I'm going back to right.
Feels weird.
Yeah, it felt weird.
Here's one reason why it might actually work. Chipper's real name, Larry.
Lair.
You might look a little bit like a Larry.
Well, that's my Starbucks name. Everybody has a Starbucks name, right? Like when you go to these places, are y'all just telling y'all's real name all the time? Like anytime you go to one of these places, like, can I get a name for Larry? That it used to be the best pitcher ever to play the MLB. Everybody knows who the best pitcher is. Sandy Koufax used to his Starbucks name's Sandy. They kind of look at you like, Sandy.
I thought you were telling me Sandy Koufax used the name Larry at Starbucks. I was, wow.
No, but Larry's the new go-to name.
That kind of works. I need a new name for my Starbucks order. I don't know what it'll be. Phil's not going to work for me anymore.
Will Clark. There you
Perfect. Go. None of the there's not a single
Thrill.
Not a single barista out there knows who that is. And I'll look just like Will Clark as far as they're concerned. Perfect. Thank you very much, Larry. Matt, whatever your name is. 877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. Clay, man, it's good to have you here today, and we'll look forward to having you on Friday as well. There's a lot to get to as far as really the last 4 or 5 days, and then what's coming up Saturday against Ole Miss, which is, I know, the Arkansas State game is a great event, and the debate about whether that should continue obviously has been dominant over the last few days. The Ole Miss game right now interests me more, maybe because we've kicked around the whole debate the last 2-3 days more than anything else, but it's also something that's right there in front of you. It's the next thing up, and the only thing that will continue to happen right now, I think about whether you play the Red Wolves again annually or not, or whether you're playing at War Memorial, is it's just a debate now, and that's all it is. Because there's nothing, you can't really do anything about this, I guess, for the next 6 years.
Ooh, I don't know if that's true or not. I think it just depends on how hard the right people shove. I'll give you for instance. Arkansas was supposed to play Michigan a few years ago. You remember that?
Yes, that got canceled by Michigan.
That's what I'm getting at. So Michigan decided they wanted to play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And that was more important. Somebody decided that was more important, and Arkansas got left, with a check. You end up having to take that money to buy a game. So, the money, it's not like you made the check. You just, you spend it, you spend it on another team, or so to speak, because, you had to scramble around pretty fast. You can always scramble around pretty fast and do things. They're doing things right now for next year, right? Memphis is not coming to Fayetteville.
They've moved that to 2030.
Yeah. So if you move that, if you decide in, several weeks that you can move that game, well, you can decide you can move another game. You can say, I don't want to, but somebody can make you want to do that. So I don't think it's dead yet. And not that I know anything, but, when the governor decides that they want you to do something, there's things that she can do to make you do it. And, the budget for the whole university system, it goes through Little Rock eventually, right? Every year. So it just depends on who wants to spend the money and how much they want to spend it and what they want to do. So I think you'll hear people are really careful to say we can't do it. They can say we don't want to do it, or this would cause problems if we did it. Well, I think that it's really premature for us this week to say that it's not going to happen until 2030 or 20 whatever the year when there's an open date on the schedule, because you can change the schedule. I'm not saying that it's cheap to do it, but you can. There's ways.
And that's understood that you can do that. I do see a big difference between, Michigan wanting to play Notre Dame and Arkansas in this case, potentially, if you're saying the way that you're talking about being, changing the perspective on whether or not the trustees want to do it, that's coercion.
Correct.
Maybe political coercion. That is
Correct.
not the way to get this
It's not
done.
normal.
It's
It's not
not the
normal.
way to get this done. If you want a game in Little Rock between those two schools, coercing them, which is forcing them financially to do it is not the way to do it. That is absolutely
I
the
didn't,
wrong way to go.
You're
at it.
preaching to the choir, but I'm just saying there's a lot of things that are done that are not the right way.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's an interesting time, and I will say that if we're doing a Razorback talk show or I'm working on a Razorback website, and what do I think the direction the wind is blowing? I think most really Razorback. If you're a Razorback fan and you're paying for like a Hogs Illustrated message board or any of the others, you don't want to be forced to play that game. But if I talk to just common Joe on the streets and they don't have a Razorback license plate, they're not wearing a Razorback T-shirt, they're not shaking the pom-poms, they think it's really cool that it was played, and they think it should be continued to play. And these aren't even fans of either team. But guess what? We have 3 million plus in this state, and sometimes what we do, if you're a governor or you're a politician, it isn't to please one group, it's to please the majority of the group. That's all they want to do. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people that want the game to be played that are not sitting in the stands, and those people vote. And
the problem,
and some of those people, Phil, they might have $200 million in their pockets. They may have $500 million in their pockets. And you know who the governor listens to? He listens to Common Joe, but he also listens to those people. And there's a lot of both that would like that game played, but they don't really care who wins either. And so that's really interesting that Common Joe would force the University of Arkansas to do something. And then there is a huge block of people that consider the University of Arkansas what's happened to be elitist. They don't like elitist, and they support the governor. So do you understand where I'm coming from?
Sure.
I'm not preaching any of that stuff, but I know they're out there because I've talked to them.
Absolutely none of this has anything to do with football.
Correct, you're right.
None of it. And that's why I fight back against the idea that this is bigger than football. It should only be about football and what's
I'm not
good
saying,
for the program.
I think you're right, but I'm just saying that's not sometimes what it should be isn't the way it is.
That's right. You are right about that. And the realities of the situation is that people in power sometimes have the moments to choose when they want to use those levers. And that maybe some of this has more to do with whether or not Governor Sanders wants to use the lever that she has. She hasn't pushed on it very hard. She's just said, I'm only the encourager.
She'd like to see what y'all will do with a little push. They may do nothing. You're right. But the argument that we can't do it until then is not correct. And the other part of it is, well, we can do it, but this is what it's going to cost. Will you help us? She hadn't said she'd help, and that's not really what government should do, but it's also not what government should do to sports team is to say to play. All right, you want us to play, then we need some real help. Mm-hmm. There's 100 reasons why they shouldn't do the game again, and I like a lot of them. But I'm just telling you that there's some people out there that don't really care about any of those reasons. They don't care that it hurts recruiting. They don't care that it's, a $6 or a $5 or a $7, whatever $1 million difference. They just think this is right, that this is what the world should be. These two teams should play, and they should play in Little Rock. And I'm from Little Rock, and I don't go back there unless there is a really strong reason to. And I've been to Little Rock recently for what I thought were strong reasons.
Yes.
But I have lots of friends in Little Rock. I have friends all over Central Arkansas. I'm 71 years old. My friend group is really large. I've heard from a lot of them, they want that game played. And I said, well, did you go to the game? No. Did you watch it? No. But it's still those are people in our state.
Yep, they still have a voice.
And they have a vote.
Yeah, and you're coming from the perspective that I try to come from normally. It's not a matter of how you want the world to be. It's the world that you live in. And I'm coming more from the other perspective right now of how I think it should be and shouldn't be, instead of the way that you're talking about it, which is true. The world that you live in, it's not always about what actually is, good for what matters most in this case, which is football and the program that we're talking about.
It ought to be a slam dunk that they play. They don't even play them, or they don't have to play them. They can do. In other words, the University of Arkansas should be able to do what they think's best for their program.
Oh, free markets. That sounds good.
But that's not always the way it is.
Nope.
And I will say there's reasons why people feel the way they do. And when you played 4 games there for the bulk of their life and now are talking about playing none, it hurts. It hurts. And when we make the bulk of our decisions, it's not what's best for somebody else, it's what's best for me. And it's what I want to do. I mean, I'm talking about I do what I think I want to do. I don't do what Phil wants me to do most of the time. So I know there were a lot of people that it hurt their pride. It hurt. I mean, I can go back and remember the great stadium debate and where I was when that vote happened and how people, and I was in Little Rock sitting beside my father's bedside when he got the diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. And I was really focused on that, but I saw all the reaction around me in Little Rock. They were devastated. Not some of them just because they just didn't think it was right. Some of them because it affected their business and their livelihood. And then, it's like some of them, they never went to a Razorback game again. And for those people, they think it's right. They should play Arkansas State in Little Rock. And the governor hears about that on a daily basis. So the fact that it's not helpful to the university to do that makes no difference to those people. None.
We got to take a break, and we can open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline if you want to talk about this. Or if
we may get some calls after that.
Ole Miss, that's right. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Back in just a moment. This is Halftime.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, college at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
90 years. That's how long the Hug family has been a part of this town. Through dust bowls, downturns, and drive-thrus, we've been right here, selling trucks to grandfathers and now their grandkids. Because it isn't just about cars, it's about connection. We're proud to still be your local GM dealership after all these years. Hug Chevrolet GMC, since the beginning, still right here.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Bartley.
Did your vehicle get some dents and dings during the recent hailstorms? If so, you don't have to wait months to get it repaired. Evans Body Shop has appointments available now. Our on-site paintless dent repair team is ready to work for you. As always, we offer a lifetime warranty on our painted and paintless dent repair and a complimentary interior detail. Check out our Facebook and website for before and after pictures, reviews, and more. Call or come in today for your appointment and you'll see why we say
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cole Johnson with River Valley Smile Center. If you're struggling with missing teeth or tired of loose, uncomfortable dentures, I want you to know there's a better option. With full arch dental implants, we can create a smile that's strong, secure, and looks completely natural. These aren't traditional dentures. They're fixed in place with implants, so they don't slip or cause pain. You can speak, eat, and smile with confidence like you're used to. I've seen firsthand how life-changing this solution can be for our patients. It's why I love what I do. Give us a call at 479-646-0706 or visit rivervalleysmiles.com. Let's rebuild your smile together.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
I just want to use your love tonight.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Stepping into the bedroom.
Yeah, no, Matt, he looks like I think he retired after last season. Charlie Blackmon.
That's his
right.
walk-up. That's not a cool walk-up song? Center field for the Rockies All-Star? Of course that's your walk-up song.
It's by the outfield, so, I mean, he's outfielder.
He's roaming the outfield.
Brilliant song, absolutely. 877-377-6963 if you want to get on halftime for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Speak with me, Matt Jones, or Hall of Famer Clay Henry. I guess he talked to C-Movie the first moment he answers the phone. Arthur in Vermont is with us. What's up, Arthur? How are you?
How you guys doing? Oh, it's the pleasure's all on this side of the phone. And Clay, you're not a Little Rock guy. You're the Little Rock guy. And I tell you, I was reading the Hogs Illustrated, and I seen where you were retiring, and I mean, a little piece of me, I was like, I just don't. That's an era is over. But I certainly hope you got a chance to enjoy the golf course on the last game of what could be the last game in Little Rock. Which, I mean, it's difficult for me to say that because I mean, when it comes to Little Rock and War Memorial Stadium, I mean that's my life revolved around those 3 or 4 times a year that the Razorbacks would come down there, and I mean it was like. It would start early and it would go late, but it's kind of. I think it should be over. And then I got a couple of questions for Matt Jones. In a foot race, who's faster, you or Taylor? And can you still play above the rim? I'm just curious.
Appreciate you, Arthur.
Yeah, thanks for the phone call. There's 0% chance I could beat Taylon Green in a race today. 0% chance.
20 years ago, he'd have had trouble beating you too.
I don't know if he runs a 4.37, but I think Taylon Green, this is me, I think he's about a 4.51 guy, 4.52. He might be a 4.48 guy. We'll see what he runs at the combine, but watching that run, watching him stick that foot in the ground and shoot out of there like a cannon, Phil, I think Taylon Green could break a 60-yard touchdown run against Ole Miss if the opportunity arose.
They have a little quicker linebackers and they have a little quicker safeties, and that's what keeps you from doing that. You know, they got those cornerbacks way out. I mean, the plays and the scheme that they set it up is to make sure the foot races are going to be against guys that he's faster than. I saw one of their cornerbacks close a little bit, and he wasn't slow. But, yeah, there are some SEC guys that can run with him, but if he gets an angle, he's still 4.5, like you say.
Well, and here's the other
4.5 is fast.
That's right.
Here's the other thing about Taylon. If you go low, he's going high. He's not afraid to leapfrog somebody.
Please just be careful. Only in the open field do that. Don't do that or inside the box, because one of those guys is going to come up there and you're going to get John Elway airplaned. You know, you're going to get flipped upside down.
Well, hey, in the Super Bowl when you're trying to get to the end zone, that was at the goal line. Remember?
Hey, against Ole Miss,
yeah,
we're leaving it all out there. Against Arkansas State, let's go to the sideline after you
I
get me.
seem to remember KJ Jefferson leaping to the goal line from the 2 in Oxford.
That's one of the games you talk about, one of the best games ever. That was. I mean, as far as
that also made him think
win.
he could do it the following year against A&M. Didn't work out so well in that case.
That was the line of demarcation, huh? That was when everything just went to the fan hit the. The season was over. It was like we're watching Arkansas do their thing, and we're hopeful everything's going well. We're hanging with A&M. We're about to we got the lead, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, football season's over.
That quick.
This is an odd week to play the Ole Miss game. We've never played it in this spot, have we? I don't think we have. It's usually an October game. You wonder if the season hinges on
biggest game of the year.
Ole Miss game.
Biggest
At this
game of the
point
year.
in the season, it's like it might. Ole Miss is not nudged ahead in the flow of the SEC. You gotta, if you're gonna be, in that top group, you win this game. That's how you do it. The map is there. Phil, I think, I don't know if we were on the air or off the air or talking. Sometimes I get confused of what's on the air because we have a 2-hour conversation and we talk during the breaks. But you have a feeling that this is the game they've been preparing for the last 3 months. The Arkansas State game was just thrown in there, and I don't think what you saw in that game is the plays they've been saving for a big game.
How much do you think Ole Miss is going to do some of that Arkansas State up tempo? State was trying to do a little bit about that. Do you think Ole Miss they'll throw that at us a little bit?
Yeah, they will. I think what I saw defensively, and I'd been told this, and there's a great thought that Arkansas was really shy of depth defensively. But what I've seen in the first 2 weeks is that they can play a lot of cornerbacks, they can play a lot of safeties, they can play a lot of linebackers. I've seen. You don't want to lose Sorey. He's a difference maker. He made big time plays in that game Saturday, plays he didn't make the first week. But it reminds me of what I've seen of him. He's a Drew Sanders that can pack the rush. They moved him around to the edge a little bit, the same way they did Drew Sanders, made him an edge rushers. So they've got more edge rushers than I thought, just because of his versatility. But Dix and Worthy and Tavian Wallace, I'm leaving out somebody. They've got 4 or 5 linebackers.
Trent Whalen,
and I think that all those guys are interchangeable. And where you really hurt a team is when the linebackers get worn down and they can't make that quick step and they can't get to the alley. I'm not sure the up-tempo bothers them because of the way they can rotate them around. Now, Ole Miss, I mean, the thing, well, let me talk about what really helped the Arkansas State offense is how quickly Arkansas scored, because there wasn't any rest for the Arkansas defense because of their offense scored 56 points in 22 minutes. And they really scored a bunch of points in about 4 minutes. And that doesn't help the defense as far as rest. And, it would probably be helpful if the Arkansas offense kept it a little more, although you never turn down points when you can get them.
Guys, that was basically Ole Miss in the second quarter last year against Arkansas.
It was.
Remember, 3 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes? The game was over. The game was literally over 20 minutes in. It's not going to be the same way this time around.
So, is the Arkansas secondary, can they get lined up right? Because it seemed like Lane took advantage of some misalignments in that game and targeted some players because they didn't have help. And can Arkansas stop the run and play enough in the secondary? Which, that was another aspect. If can you take one more guy off the field so you have another guy in coverage? But this is without question a huge game, and I don't know whether it helps Arkansas that they've had 2 easy games and Ole Miss, they were pushed against Kentucky. I don't know whether that's an advantage. I've heard it. Ole Miss has got an advantage because they were really pushed to a tough game. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes that's a disadvantage because you had to show more, and what you have in tape is the most important thing. If you know what a team's going to do, you can scheme for it.
All right, let's break. We can open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline for anyone, too, 877-377-6963. Back in just a moment. This is Halftime.
Matt Jones, sir, a player that I refer to that provided Hog Delight. You're a great ambassador for our program.
This is Halftime.
At the Bet Sarah.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Got a little jingle.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I gotta be me. I gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I want to live, not merely survive. And I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Sometimes you end up getting confused when you hear this voice. You're not quite sure. You know it's a member of the Rat Pack. B.E. thought it was Frankie. No. It was first ever sports show ever to play Sammy Davis Jr. coming in from a commercial break. Matt, if we play the Candyman later on, dude, I mean, it's like that is. That was Sammy Davis's biggest hit, and he didn't even want to record it. He hated the song, but it's his biggest hit ever.
That's like Jordan Peele when he redid Candyman. I actually went to the theater and saw that.
It's just funny the way that I grew up. My Sammy Davis was basically the imitation that Eddie Murphy did.
It's too hot in the hot tub.
Yeah, well, that's James Brown, but he would do it. It was either Billy Crystal or Eddie Murphy. Their Sammy Davis Jr. was the one that I thought was the real Sammy Davis Jr. Anyway, 877-377-6963. The Lewis Automotive Hotline. Who loves you, babe? I don't even do a really good Sammy Davis Jr. But back then in the 60s and 70s, like everybody did one. Just like everybody did a Frank Broyles in the state of Arkansas. For how long, Clay? Didn't everybody have a Frank imitation? Literally everybody?
It was pretty easy because the accent was so strong and unmistakable.
Lindsay can do a good one when we would be eating. Oh, he can tell some Frank Broyles stories. Yeah.
I got to stop for a second. There's a salamander going through my dining room.
45 and the mama and the baby are.
You got to get the
out
dogs
front.
after him. There's a lot going on here. We got
Nobody's here but
salamanders
me.
climbing up walls. We got
I'm
babies
sorry,
walking
I
into
gotta
studios.
Go.
Yeah,
I'm going to go
there's
catch
babes.
this thing.
He's going to catch a salamander. We got a brand new. Well, he's not brand new anymore. He's a month old.
He's part of the family. Is he already? Man, they grow up so fast.
It's been a month. Yes. Does it make you feel old, Matt? You're growing an extra gray hair out of that long beard. But so I thought the dogs would catch the salamander. Isn't that what dogs are for? Clay's going to catch a salamander. I can't wait to see what this thing looks like.
It's a topwater fishing bait's what it is. He's gonna get that thing and he's gonna go catch him a lunker.
That thing is going to be turned into basically a fly being tied, but it's going to be a tied salamander, little pieces of it. When you it's the first. This is a very odd radio segment for sports shows, Matt. We came in with Sammy Davis Jr. We've got brand new babies coming into studios. We got salamanders walking around on walls. It's a good thing this is a short segment. I don't know what happened next.
It's game week though, so hey,
this goes along with the Vanderbilt quarterback is better than the Texas, the Alabama, and the Auburn quarterback.
Man, what and the Georgia quarterback. Yeah.
Yes, we are now living in the bizarro world. Officially the bizarro world where good is bad, up is down, and left is right.
No, we already have a George. You can't come along. Sorry, you can't.
Oh, Scott says salamander is code for going fishing. Yeah, right. No, but that's what Clay did yesterday. And it didn't sound like we were talking during a commercial, but it didn't sound like it went all that well. So I think he'd rather be hanging around here talking sports. But yeah, if there was a salamander that got loose in my house, it would have the greatest reactions from the two kids. One that would make it seem that the salamander is
a terrorist,
the scariest thing on earth, and the other where Gabe would be attacking the salamander so that he could hold it and show it to me.
Yeah, you're gonna hang out in my room for the next week. I'm gonna put you in a shoebox.
Have you found this thing yet, Clay? Have you killed? What is it with like people that I'm doing shows with, and they got to go kill something all of a sudden? You remember me telling this story during the pandemic of me and Bubba doing a podcast sort of a thing, a Zoom thing, talking about a game that happened 8 years before, and Bubba had to stop in the middle of it because a snake was in the backyard, and he had to go kill it with a shovel.
I caught it.
Did you kill it? Did you kill the salamander with a shovel,
it's
or
in
just
my
a spoon?
hand. It's in my hand right now.
Oh, you're going to be sweet to the salamander.
No,
it's going to turn into a pet.
No, it's in a paper towel, and it's kind of smushed.
Oh, that sounds sad.
Sal.
It's wadded up in my hand.
Oh,
Sal really is sleeping with the fish.
What's really sad is I had to pull the couch out. Man, there's so much crap behind the couch.
Wait till you see what's in the couch.
This is. I thought I knew what I was going to be doing this afternoon. It's going to be cleaning the dining room.
There you go.
My wife's gone right now. I'm going to have to get that done before she gets back. But I'll finish the show.
I put the couch back together yesterday. It's like fluffing the pillows, making sure everything where it needs to be. And I found an entire section of, like basically a wall's worth of socks that you see at Target or Walmart.
Yeah.
It didn't even need to go shopping. It was all kids' socks too. And the kids are old enough now where my giant foot might actually slip into one of their socks. It's the first time ever. So now I'm sharing clothing with my kids. They don't need my socks. Nobody needs to be wearing my socks.
Just make sure Gabe's socks aren't just sticking straight like that. Make sure they kind of might want to throw those ones away.
I don't think he has found that thing just yet. 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive.
For the weirdest segment we've ever done.
I hope this is not an endangered species.
Means they're going to be coming for you, your friends in the Game and Fish. You better
friends,
make that thing Lazarus, lickety split.
Well, some things I'll probably just keep to myself.
You could have just said, you know what? I think I got to walk away for a moment. The moment you opened up that it's a salamander, then again,
It went
opened
right
up the
by my
segment with
foot.
Sammy Davis
I think
Jr.
it came in the front door. We have them. I don't know if they're salamanders, lizards. They're all, we have a rock garden in front of our front porch, and they're everywhere. And, we've seen our dog with the tail hanging out, of his mouth when she's caught one. But this one came in. I don't know how. So
I just tell you, somewhere out there's got to be an athlete whose nickname was the Salamander. I have no clue who it is, but somebody out there's got to know it.
I mean, maybe Taylor Green.
Slippery like a salamander?
Yes. Do you like it? No,
I don't think anybody. I don't think Taylor would identify with being a salamander.
Well, did Mike Washington? Did he on that counter? Did he slip through that hole and take off like a salamander?
He had a road grader opening up the hole
not.
for him. Well, I don't think anybody's going to grab that nickname. Probably not. 877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hey, there's a great event going on for those who are looking for a brand new home. It's the best fall event in Northwest Arkansas. Buffington Homes having their first ever luxury home tour. This happens September 13th through the 21st. So it starts later on at the end of the week and carries through the 21st. You'll tour 5 stunning model homes across Northwest Arkansas, and at each stop you enjoy free local coffee or a food truck, and also enter to win one of 3 incredible trips, over $15,000 in giveaways. It's going to be amazing, and it's totally free and family friendly. 10 to 3 on Saturday, September 13th, and Saturday, September 20th. Bring the kids out for food trucks on site. Dream homes, local bites, huge giveaways. This is the fall event you don't want to miss. All the details and to RSVP, go to BuffingtonHomesAR.com. You can also go to their Facebook page at the Buffington Homes Luxury Home Tour event page. Stay with us. Halftime wraps up hour number 2 after this.
Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
This is halftime.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Celebrate autumn in the natural state with Crabtree RV Center in Elma. From October 26th to the 29th, Crabtree RV will be having their big fall sale complete with great door prices. Bring the little ones on Saturday, October 28th for our community trunk or treat. There will be candy, games, bouncy houses, and more. Whether it's our big fall sale or trunk or treating, you'll not want to miss these October events at Crabtree RV Center in Elma.
Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
This is Rick Bennett, Director of Fort Smith Animal Haven. For all of our heating, air, and plumbing needs, we dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know, 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, save $60 on an Ego 56-volt 16-inch chainsaw kit after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Hey, Ty Richardson. We're here at Shangri-La Resort, Mount Ida, Arkansas, here with my buddy Phil Carr. Phil, it's football season. I know you're hustling and bustling. You're trying to watch games. You're trying to keep up here. Man, this really is the perfect time to come see us at Shangri-La, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great time. The lake's not quite as busy. We're still open 7 days a week. It's just a great time. You can enjoy the games, you can enjoy the food, and enjoy the lake a little more because there's less people out.
Phil, what do we always say about Shangri-La Resort?
Shangri-La Resort in beautiful Mount Ida, Arkansas. A touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
The Polaris Slingshot isn't just a ride, it's an experience. Come see it yourself at Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith. Call or text 479-783-5822 or visit WheelerPowersports.com. Ask about potential special financing promos available for a limited time, and ask about the 10th anniversary Slingshot available in limited supplies. Polaris Slingshot, where the ride is the destination. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967 in downtown Fort Smith.
Do you recall the night? That very, very special night. Do you remember a girl? A very special girl. Well, to the old and to the new, we rededicate this song to you.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Thank you very much, Bob from Hot Springs. I do appreciate when the listeners will do some of our research for us. There are a couple of folks that he has found that have a nickname that involves a salamander. One of them is Kelly Olynyk, who plays for...
He's a basketball player.
The Utah Jazz, that's right. And he was bestowed that nickname by Danny Ainge, who drafted him...
For the Celtics. He
when
won,
he was with the
won
Celtics.
a world championship, yep.
And he brought him over to the Jazz, kept the nickname. And apparently, Ainge is a Latter-day Saint. He's a Mormon. And there is a white salamander in the religious texts. It's kind of interesting. So, and then here's another one that Bob sent us from the Cleveland newspaper back in 2011. There was an all-Ohio defensive back, and gosh, he was good at basketball too, that went to Division II Edinburgh, Rossi the Salamander Santo. And he got his nickname from a football coach named Tiger.
What was the we had a D-back, Clay Henry, when Coach Nutt first got here. Was Rossi DeMarco? What was that guy's name?
Rossi Moriali?
Moriali. He
kind of special teams guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he went off and did like real, what's the reality TV stuff? Like he
Yeah, by the way, I'm told it's a lizard.
A lizard, like a skink?
Well, we all know who the Lizard King is. So, yeah, we got that nickname. Christian Johnston, do we know who the Lizard King is?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have to assign him some halftime homework for that, I think.
Hey, the couch is back in its place. I swept up. There really wasn't. I sent you a picture, Phil. It wasn't very, very bad back there.
Doesn't look too bad, but apparently there are a lot of people that are very interested in this this salamander-like slimy, skinky lizard thing that apparently doesn't have any more life. Lots of football coming up in hour number 3. We have no guests. You and us, 877-377-6963 for the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Interesting fact about this game coming up on Saturday at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. One of the things we haven't heard too many people pointing out about was the pass rush from Ole Miss last year. They sacked Arkansas quarterbacks 8 times. You realize that 6.5 of those sacks are still on the Ole Miss roster. The only guy that's not from last year that got to an Arkansas quarterback, and Singleton played a bit last year, was Walter Nolan. He's in the NFL now. But anybody else that had a sack, or at least half a sack, T.J. Daugherty, Xavier Harris, Sunterin Perkins, Cam Franklin, William Eccles, they're all starters on this Ole Miss defense again. So that offensive line is most definitely going to be tested in a way that they haven't even been close.
That's where the game's played, too.
That's right. So we go into hour number 3. Stay with us. This is Halftime.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, Hog fans, if you can't be at the game, the next best seat in the house is at Sofa City. They've got this new leather reclining set with heat, massage, surround sound, and even vibration, so you can feel like you're in the middle of all the action. And if you're looking for deals, they've got them. Recliners start at just $298, or you can upgrade your set with a power reclining sofa for only $998. It's all in stock, so you can buy it today and enjoy it tonight. Visit Sofa City near you, Portsmouth, Russellville, Harrison, and Mountain Home. Or see more at sofacityusa.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, plenty of sunshine. There's a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm across the north today. A high this afternoon, upper 80s to near 90. Slight chance of showers and storms across the north early tonight. Overnight low will drop down in the low to mid 60s. Sunshine Thursday, a high just over 90. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Cop CDL Academy. Call them today at 479-632-1050. Cop CDL Academy, expanding horizons.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
If a Razorback make a play, I'm jumping around. I'm happy. That's just who I am.
Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you. Ask me if I'm all right. Well, can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Bill Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
The angles were so bad, we showed them at halftime.
What they for one Razorback?
Like, what in the world were we thinking?
And vintage Matt Jones.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Hour number 3, 101 of the afternoon, and welcome back in on halftime. This is ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. Hall of Famer Clay Henry with us as well. And your calls and texts always come in on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Matt, so much focus on offense for this football game and how many points may end up being scored. You know, and I brought it up yesterday They don't have Jordan Watkins, who had the game of his life last year, but they do have receivers that had big games last year. They got a tight end in Daquan Wright that had a big game last year. They got a big game receiver in Harrison Wallace, an offensive line that I know, they may be giving a little pressure up the middle, but they're still gaining a lot of yards. Defensively, though, they return a lot of dudes. Prince Will Uman-Milan, Suntarine Perkins, Xavier Harris, Cam Franklin. This is a group that not only sacked Arkansas quarterbacks 8 times last year, they just made him really uncomfortable even when there wasn't much of a rush, because you knew that you felt it may be coming. Of all the things that are getting tested in this game, maybe more so than any other of them, is the Arkansas offensive line, because this Ole Miss defense knows how to get to the quarterback. They did it to them last year. They're looking to do it again.
They did it in about 5 different ways. They did it by just going around the tackles. They did it by going between the guard and the tackle. They bull rushed and knocked people back into the quarterback. And then they ran over running backs. So it wasn't just one thing that you had to fix. It was the whole pass protection situation. I mean, the plays were over so quickly. And I think that there were some blitzes, but the front four basically just toyed with them. And if you think about, well, what do you have to fix? Well, it's that whole operation, which is what I think they went about doing. And I think that game, as much as anything, was the focus on, rebuilding the offense, rebuilding the offensive line. And I mean, Sam has said it. I would bet that Lane Kiffin has spent a ton of money on defensive linemen. Conversely, you have to spend it on offensive linemen in the same manner. I mean, that's, the idea that you lost Luke Haas. And I think that the guy that they brought in, Patrick Kudus, I don't think is, they're guys that they brought in that loss is minimal. But, I think that what I've seen with the offensive line for 2 games is dramatically different. And the only problem I saw in pass protection the first game was with running backs, all of them. And it looked like all of that was what they worked on in the past week, because I saw them pick up blitzers, all the running backs in this last game. Much better.
Well, you're going to have to make him feel comfortable in that pocket. Because, another thing I wonder about with Talon, now that you're facing a team that got to him 5 times, I know Singleton was sacked 3 times. You see a lot of those same guys too. The happy feet, the getting out of the pocket before, just in terms of the anticipation, But in Talon's mind, Matt, I would think you don't worry about that, because you've got a different offensive line. Nobody's in the same position that they were last year. So, trust the guys that are right there in front of you is the way that I would look at it.
Well, the best ammunition to beat a blitz is to attack the blitz. And I don't know what quarterback that I heard say this. I don't think it was Lunny. It might have been Sterner, that by late in his junior year, he was hoping for blitz looks because he was going to punish them, that those were big plays. Mallett told me once, he says, if I see a blitz, you don't want to be afraid of blitz. You want to invite the blitz because you attack it, and you got them outnumbered once the ball is released. I did see about 3 plays where I thought Mike Washington was open in the flats, like when swinging him out to the left, and Taylor went a different direction with the ball. That guy was open too, but they were walk-ins for Mike. He missed him once, but he hit him once too. So that if you can do that with the hot, is that what you call the hot read, man?
Well, you're talking about when somebody's coming off the edge. Like if you're sending 4 week when they outnumber you, then you have a certain you have a certain routes that you'll go to. But you're exactly right.
Phil, I went in a different direction. I apologize.
No, that's all right. It's these are the things that you have to think about when it comes to a pass rush. And another aspect of where you'd like to see an improvement in pass blocking is exactly what you're talking about from the running backs too. Yeah. And that's been a bit of an issue the first 2 weeks.
So I thought the guard, and I talked a lot about the tackles, but the guards got bull rushed last year. Now, if you got the blitz coming, the first thing that has to happen is the center snap has to be perfect, because the quarterback's got to do something quickly, whether it's a handoff or whatever. But what I've seen from Kittler in the first 2 games is entirely different than I saw with Nichols last year, especially early in the season. That center snap was every different direction. Not all of them were fumbles, but some of them were. But if he's got to reach high or he's got to reach to his right, apparently when he stepped to his right to pick up a blitz, the center snap went to the left. I'm talking about wide. And you almost take the shotgun snap, you almost have to take it with reflex. It's there because I'm looking somewhere else because I'm trying to pick up where are they coming post-snap. Because where they look like they're coming pre-snap may not be where they actually come from.
877-377-6963, Lewis Automotive Hotline. And then conversely, it's not like Arkansas really was able to slow them down at all last year. While the Razorbacks gave up 8 sacks, they got to Jackson Dart once. And that was Landon Jackson. And we know where he is right now. G.C. Jackson was inactive for the season opener for the Bills. I didn't know if I found out why he didn't play, because I saw he was, at least on the last depth chart before the preseason ended, behind Bosa, but he was listed as inactive. And then another note that I was a little late to realize, because these things happen fast with NFL transactions. Eric Gregory was waived by the Bengals after making the 53-man roster, waived before the first game, and picked up by the Pats. And Vrabel said that he was on their draft board, so they were really happy to get him. Anyway, just thought about that because I'm seeing, the production from last year defensively. You really didn't get much production defensively last year against Ole Miss. And that was, I think it's a little... When the coach uses the word embarrassing, and he's not just using that term to say it.
So
you were overwhelmed in every aspect in that game.
That's what it felt like.
As far as Landon Jackson, there's 53 men on the roster, and so what you'll have is 8 guys that are going to be up or not going to be up, and you kind of find out the day of the game, kind of based on who's healthy, what are we going to do. So he'll probably be on like that bubble for a little bit. Maybe, hey, this week we want to have 5 receivers up. Next week we want to have 4 defensive ends up. So it's kind of just a numbers game based on they do that with rookies and some guys. Kind of, what's the game plan this week? What side of the unit's healthy? Did we have 2 guys get hurt in camp or last week that pulled hammies where we're slim at these numbers? So I don't think there's anything wrong with Landon Jackson. He'll get his first sack in the NFL before too long.
They got the Jets next week. So
everybody gets well for the Jets.
I guess so.
You just flip your phone into airplane mode and you're going to win.
Just about. Did you see they released the receiver Xavier Gibson that made the big turnover, big fumble in the fourth quarter on a kickoff, and Aaron Glenn basically was saying all camp, all about accountability. We are not going to let you on the field if you are losing us games. And in the fourth quarter, with all those 3 comebacks in the NFL, it was a fourth quarter fumble that was a major reason why, or a muffed kick in this case. Yeah, they'll get up for the Jets. Of course they will. And the Razorbacks will get up for Ole Miss. It's not going to be like last year. Not at all. And, Clay, you'd pointed out you think this is one of the earliest times that Arkansas and Ole Miss played. Now, they did play, I guess this was week 2 in 2019 under Coach Morris, losing in Oxford 31-17. And then historically, when this was an annual out-of-conference matchup, and I guess that was the last 11 years before the Hogs joined the SEC, they did play in either Jackson or Little Rock in September. But as far as being a conference,
I was actually at both of those games. Yeah.
This is one of the earliest conference matchups with Arkansas and Ole Miss, and I think they get it in the right spot. I'd rather see Ole Miss now than in October if they start to get things going.
Well, you got all your bullets now.
That's right. And I don't know if they have all of theirs either. Kiffin said yesterday, I guess he said that he was thinking that Luke Hasz may be available for this game, but I'd seen he had ankle surgery, so that would be a huge surprise.
Available and playing are two
right.
different things.
That's right. That's a good point. Let's break on halftime. Before we do, I want to remind you about the Fence Man. If you're looking for a fence that stands strong and stands out, the Fence Man is 479-782-3936. Been serving our listening area for over 40 years, building custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, high security. And if you need automatic gates, the Fence Man does it. Financing, 18-month financing available as well. TheFencemanAR.com or 479-782-3936 for the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Back with more halftime after this break.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
The Big Ten is up, and the deals are hot at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith. Save 50% off on casual and hunting clothing for men, women, and children. Get ready to hunt with big savings on ground blinds, chairs, feeders, archery targets, and so much more. Check out the new deer blinds during the Jelco Outdoors Fall Hunting and Tent Sale, now through Saturday. Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your shelter insurance agent, Randy Hughes, in Fort Smith.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned on qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats live from the stands, and we've got a special update. Sources confirm fans using the Vivid Seats app are racking up rewards with every ticket and doing it fast. With an unbeatable lineup of seats and perks that go the distance, why use any other app for game day? Don't fumble this season. Grab your tickets through Vivid Seats, download their app, earn rewards, and as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, get $20 off your first $200 in-app purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
We're gonna break out food until they come home. We're gonna rev up students until they come home. Sleep on the beach and make it. Roll down the jam till it's when Joey comes.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
That's great. Steely Dan has now officially become our... Are they our favorite band for halftime? They might be at the top of the list. If
Steely
not close to
Dan,
it.
I think, would be on the. If we were doing a top 5 list, Steely Dan would be in the top 5. I mean, I celebrate their Michael Bolton catalog.
A couple of guys that do not know what it's like to make a three-pointer.
Never played above the rim.
No, not even made it to the net. I can make it to the net at least. Like if I try to leap, I'll make it to the net. I might try to hold on. Might not be able to hold on too long. Won't get to the rim, though, Matt. You could at least get to the rim, though, can't you?
I still can. Just give me. I'm not as spry and springy as I once was, but give me a couple minutes to loosen up the old ball and joints.
You're such a 55-year-old in a 40-year-old body. You're
Going on 17.
Going on spry. That's great.
How's Grandma? Is she spry?
That's right. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hall of Famer Clay Henry is here with us as well. And I just ruined Arthur's thoughts on the Arkansas football game because he said he was feeling pretty confident until the whole idea of the guys that are back who sacked Arkansas quarterbacks last year.
Totally. You talked about this earlier. Totally different team. This offensive line, and I'm excited to see him go against a real defensive front. If this offensive line, which I think just the eye test, and I know Clay last year you'd brought this up when you'd went to camp and kind of talking a little bit about it, but the eye test the first couple weeks says this offensive line is better than the last couple years offensive line that the team has had.
Well, I'm no expert. I basically pick who I listen to by how much confidence I have in their knowledge and who I sit with and watch practices and watch games. I was lucky enough to sit next to some NFL scouts, and they were there to watch some Arkansas offensive linemen because they're draft eligible. That tells you a lot. If they didn't show up, with a blank sheet of paper, they show up with guys that they want to watch on plays. They like Corey Robinson, the left tackle. They like Fernando Carmona.
Is he the transfer from Oregon? That's
Robinson. He's from Tech.
No, Robinson's Georgia Tech, and he started about 30-something games at Georgia Tech.
That was one of my favorite things of the game against A-State. Wasn't the run by Washington? It was Robinson
Walking
was
that quarterback.
17 yards past the line of scrimmage when he made his block.
Well, and I'll tell you this, the run, the vision, the patience, a lot of running backs don't have that, Phil. A lot of running backs, they get out in the open and they take off. And instead of that was what impressed me a little bit, finding a way to buy a little time to let that block, and then it's untouched. That would have been a touchdown in flag football.
So there were 3 different Arkansas offensive linemen that he was watching. Kittler, the center, was the other one. And that's what he was there. And he was there to watch Taylon Green. I mean, he made a frown when Taylon threw it into the heart of the secondary on the
Do you think you just didn't see what did I see? I haven't seen any of the press conference.
So I think that
I don't think
that
he
was
saw it.
well, you're right. He didn't seem, but I think there's sometimes a quarterback doesn't expect somebody to be there because of what he read in coverage. The key, there are keys that take him to where he's going to throw it, and he didn't expect those guys to be there. He thought it was one coverage, and I'll never forget this. I'm watching a practice, and a defensive player made a play in practice, and Willie Robinson, defensive coordinator, and Bobby jumped Willie. He said, the guy busted the coverage, and he knocked down the pass. I don't think he intercepted him. Bobby said, he busted coverage, but Willie said, I can't get on him for making the play. And he goes, I need him to be there because that's the read that I'm trying to get the quarterback to make. In other words, the quarterback looks here, the ball goes there. Now, if
that's the difference between college and pros. I was talking the same exact thing you're talking about. I was talking with Dow Loggins a couple years about this, and he's coached both at college and the pros, and he's like, there's not as much busted coverage in the NFL. Because that'll get you beat, and they'll be like Aaron Glenn, and they'll cut you. But in college, people kind of go rogue or they don't understand, so you'll be seeing something and they kind of mess it up. But as you keep going, the coverage won't be busted.
Yeah, your eyes will tell you where the ball needs to go, and they'll be right 100% of the time. I mean, I'm sitting with Tony Bua at his training facility up in Rogers one time, and we were talking. And he goes, "Man, I got in trouble a lot." And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Man, I just played." So what do you mean you just played?
Yeah, that play in LSU.
He says, I'm standing there, and he says, I'm supposed to do this, this, and this. But it's like, well, that ain't right. I mean, the ball's going to go there just because I know it's going to go there, and I go make the play. And he says, that's how you make 22 tackles. You just go. But every once in a while, that really puts the team in a bad spot because you don't cover your assignment. But I think that he read something and it told him that's what was going to be open, and he threw it, and then it was, the guy busted, or it was, a little bit different scheme than what he had seen on tape or whatever. And that, that's the danger of reacting so quick. But it's also the beauty. You throw it before the guy's open, right? You throw him open. And it was, he threw it, and you could tell there's 3 guys that the ball's got to go through before he gets to his man. Well, how did he do that? I don't know. They probably do know why he did that, because as soon as he got to the sideline, Bobby talked to him on the headsets.
I know Sam's talked a lot about the RPO and how sometimes you think they're going to run it. Looks like they're going to run it. They end up throwing it. I have a sense there's going to be just more run option. I appreciate Simmons is going to have to throw the ball, but I don't think they're as confident in him as they were in Jackson Dart to air it out like he did last season. So with a quarterback who I think is probably a little more of a danger running and the option, because they do have a great running back in Lacey. I like the idea of the Arkansas linebackers and somebody being able to kind of try to hem Simmons in a little bit, whether it's Dix, whether it's Sorey, and I think you hit on this earlier too about it does look like this linebacker group has the speed and certainly the size.
Nobody's done a spy on Taylon Green yet, too. So let's. I know we're going to do some other things, but we haven't seen a lot of defensive stuff that Ole Miss is going to throw at us. Nobody's done a fire zone or had a spy, because I think that may be what you're talking about. If they're going to do some quarterback run, you want Sorey to spy him, because my thought would be quarterback, linebacker. Linebacker's going to make that tackle most of the time when you're spying on him. Now, linebacker, running back in the hole, not necessarily all the time, but I think it would be advantage. Sorry, but then you're taking him away from his natural instincts. You're making him sit back, and you're making him wait and kind of play flat-footed. I think that's what they had messed up with Harold Perkins at LSU a couple years ago. You got to let your playmakers go out there and make plays.
Well, then last week Ole Miss wouldn't have been spying on a Kentucky quarterback. Calzada's not running anywhere. They're just defending normally. This is much different for them, Clay.
Yeah, and when you talk about having a spy, well, then that's one less guy in coverage. So it's keeps you from blitzing. If you're going to spy, that guy can't blitz. He might be a delayed blitz, but there's a lot of different aspects to this. And I wonder if maybe in the opener they were spying the Alabama A&M quarterback in the first couple of series, and that's why some guys were wide open. It's like, all right, let's change things a little bit, and then that kind of ceased to happen. But you're right. You go back to the Oklahoma State game last year. They didn't spy Taylor Green in the first half. They did in the second half.
877-377-6963 is our Lewis Automotive Hotline. Remember, Crabtree RV Center got big ideas for big adventures for the family over the near future. Get over to Crabtree RV Center, where I-40 and I-40 come together in Alma, or look online at crabtreerv.com. They've been doing it for over 75 years across the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. Every buyer gets the best RV purchasing experience. They help you choose the right RV, personalized financing, and a top-of-the-line parts and service department. Is Crabtree RV, making your dreams come true for 75 years and counting. We're back with more halftime after this break.
She's a peacock. You got to let her fly, man. Or your girl, Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect. It's like she's a free-range pony. You got to let her go, man. Let her neigh.
This is halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life. Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Got a little jingle.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. You yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
That's what it's all about. Mama, if that's moving up, then I'm moving out.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hall of Famer Clay Henry's with us, too, and we'll have Clay with us on Friday when we can put the hay in the barn for the Ole Miss game. Matt and I are at Walmart tomorrow for the ESPN Experience at the Walmart on Mall Avenue in Fayetteville. Be there from 11 to 2. John Calipari will be in attendance for a meet and greet that you better line up for early. It's just going to be an hour long, 5 till 6 in the afternoon at the ESPN Experience, Walmart, Fayetteville, Mall Avenue. Be there. You can join us right now if you want. 877-377-6963 is the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Arthur asked about David Oakey if he's going to play, and I don't think they've given an update on Oakey's availability, though there are these availability reports, right? We're doing the availability reports in SEC games. We'll have our first availability report this week, and doesn't look like anything's been put out just yet. So I think usually put it out later on in the evening, about 6 o'clock. Yep, that's when you'll get it. 7:10 is when we'll get our first availability report for Arkansas and Ole Miss.
How many sacks does Judas Kudus give up on Saturday?
I just love that you use the term that I'm seeing everyone else
at
call him.
least 1.5, right? Like we'll have something going where we'll put him in a little cross up, but he's got to give up at least one, right?
I got something for you when you line up on the other side. Judas Kudus. Man, it would be a little different for those kids if the game was in Fayetteville this year, but for Pooh Paul last year, it didn't seem to really bother him very much.
It didn't bother him any.
No, I don't think Ole Miss was bothered one bit. In fact, Paul was the leading tackler for Ole Miss, 6 of them.
Is he still on there, or is he in the next level? Is he on Sundays?
Forget who it was, because I think he was with he was dropped by the team that drafted him, and I think picked up by the Chargers.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's with the Chargers. But
see, I think Sorey's going to be something like that too, like a Dre Greenlaw. I think once Sorey gets into an NFL roster, he's only going to be better when you put him out in space. I think he'll be a stud at the next level.
He'll play as long as his legs,
as long as his
let
body,
him play.
yeah, 100%. As long as his body can hold up, so his instincts are what's so. He's always just a step faster.
Feels like something's up with Greenlaw again because he was inactive for the Broncos opener, and he was big signing of the offseason too. So he may be at that position, that point right now in his
that
career.
Achilles thing.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you're never the same. It is the one to me. Surgery that's not 100%. That they always say, "Oh, the ACLs will make them better than." Yeah, I'm not sure
Tommy
about
John,
the Achilles.
they make it better. Yeah.
well, that's the only one you ever hear that about. Broken ankle. Anybody come back faster from a broken ankle? Matt, you had a shoulder injury, man. I mean,
No,
you know what
mine's
that's
the
like.
same though. Mine's like the Achilles. Mine that Dr. James Andrews is like, we can do the surgery, but it's like 33% chance you're not going to be able to be quarterback again, or you can keep rehabbing it and maintenance and stuff. And I lost 20 yards, just from being a freshman to a senior. But then I had the surgery later on in life, and I know what he's talking about now. There's no way I couldn't throw a football 40 yards if I had to.
There are no pitchers that came back better after shoulder surgery. None. The only surgery where somebody comes back and is better athletically is the Tommy John surgery. That is the only one. Although sooner or later we can do the rookie of the year surgery in somebody's ACL, right? And just transport some amazing spring into the knee, and the next thing you know, they're jumping 45 feet in the air. It's the only way. But that'll be a movie because nobody did that after the movie Rookie of the Year anyway. Chris wants to give Carmona a snap at defensive tackle, and he'll get Patrick Kudus on his back. It's good. Well, he was the one who was talking about it.
Well, you could put Blackstock in there.
There you could.
And
That's
I
right.
joke, Patrick Kudus is a heck of a player. He really is a good player. I kid.
But there is something to be said about, Chris Paul goes over there and
Luke Haas
has and Braxton. But I don't know what the conversations were like with Sam and any of the coaches and those players. But he was open about the conversation that he had with Kudus. We're not, and I think the words were, and Sam's going to be magnanimous about this. He's not going to, give Kudus any bulletin board material and call him out, even when he's asked about it. So I've made decisions that I changed my mind when I was that age too. The difference is if there's a handshake, you're looking in somebody's eyes, and they say, yes, I'm not doing this for somebody else. And then he ends up, you're redshirting for somebody else's team. That hits a little bit differently.
Yeah. I've heard of coaches, going to the weddings of their players. Sam Pittman is not going to Kudus' wedding.
No. Wouldn't even go to his high school graduation. Well, he probably might have because he might have been recruiting him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chris wants to see Quincy Rhodes go up against him. I like Rhodes. Rhodes looks like he's got a little more from the year before. This is the year to flash.
What about Lee, number one?
I like him.
Is he healthy,
Make a
though?
lot of
He took
plays.
out of the game. He had to leave the game and didn't come back. 'cause
He was on the presser yesterday, and he said he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he says, so I guess we'll find out. But he looks to me like he knows
He
what
looks
he's doing.
fast. Yeah, like a little edge rusher.
Playmaker.
Yes, I like it. If it's 3rd and 12 and you don't have to worry about a draw or a screen pass, let him go. Just put those ears back.
I watched Gaffard a little bit, the 380-pounder, whatever his weight is. He's a big boy. And he moved around all right. I mean, I don't know that he holds up for, 7 or 8 plays, but I was pleased with what I saw him in the snaps that I focused on him. And I watched interior line play probably more than most. I mean, I might have to watch the replay to figure out where the ball went. But I also watched Kobe Branham a lot, big time. And he's just going to keep getting better. If you ask me, would I rather have Kudus or rather have Branham, I'd rather have Branham. And he's a redshirt freshman. I think he played just a limited. He started the bowl game.
Yeah, they moved.
And he's going to be a 340 guy at guard before it's over.
At guard.
Well, he's a guard. Kobe Branham plays right guard.
Right, but at 340, the Ole Miss has a 340 guard too.
Well, I don't think. I mean, guard is you pull, and you need to be nimble on some of that stuff. But it's not like you got to make 50-yard runs. But I mean, he's at 330 right now, and he's a redshirt freshman, and I don't think there's any fat there. So yeah, I think that, and he may be more than 330 right now. I mean, whatever they list him at, that was 6-8 weeks ago.
Clay, now, I want to make sure that I gave you the proper time to address the War Memorial debate, because when we have I only say that because when we have you on Friday, I don't want to talk about that on
that's
Friday.
all right.
There's no reason to bring it up the day before the Ole Miss game. But we talked about it a little bit in the first hour that we had you on, about 12 o'clock. You can go back and listen to it on the Eastside Liquor halftime podcast. But I do want to say you have at least changed the perspective that I'm coming from, because the way I always try to come at something is not how I want something to be, but appreciating and understanding the world that you live in. And the way I feel about playing at War Memorial Stadium and being forced to play against Arkansas State, or even if you schedule it, that it's not good for the program, that it's not good for either program, and therefore I don't even think it's very good for the state to be playing at War Memorial in its current iteration. If you build a new stadium, hey, I think we can talk a little bit more. But the reality of the situation is that if certain people want this to happen and press the levers of power that they have, this may happen.
100%. That's the way I see it. Is that's what I want to happen? That's a different conversation. It's like I think but the ship ought to have sailed. I just don't think it has yet. Because
is this a matter of
when the governor says I urge you to do something, then it hadn't sailed yet. The big question that nobody can answer is that how she really feels, or is she saying that because she's walking on the balance beam? Is she walking right down the middle of the road and saying, "Man, this is the way we're going," or is she walking on the balance beam and is careful that she wants to cover all of her bases, and it's a political hot potato?
Well, I hope it's lip service. I hope that's all it is.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any way to know. You can't get in somebody's heart to see what it is. But there's all kinds of weird things that people are saying is like, well, she called the Hogs, but she only raised one arm. Well, yeah, but I mean, is it because her other shoulder was sore? Is it because she didn't know? I mean, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, but I've got lots of people that are friends of mine that are really hopeful that she does things to make the games happen in Little Rock. And why they feel that way, every single person is different. Some of them are like, well, I want them to help Arkansas State. Well, should the University of Arkansas, is that their mission? No, it shouldn't be.
Absolutely not.
And then I heard others say, and she mentioned this, that it's good for Little Rock. And, and I've got some people that are older than me and saying Little Rock helped, the University of Arkansas and played 4 games there, and they paid to put the lights up so that they could showcase the program, for the Southern Cal game, the California game, for night football, which, there were no, that was kind of ahead of the game. They didn't have lights in Fayetteville for a long time after that. But that people in Little Rock did things to help the university, and conversely, that was good for the University of Arkansas. Well, now it may not be good for the University of Arkansas, but it might be good for Little Rock. Well, turnabout should be fair play. I'm telling you, that's their argument, and that's what they feel in their hearts, and then they're still holding on to. They took games from us, and surely they can give us one. And I think that we understand that in human nature we think about me more than we think about others. And I don't know that there is at least a large number of Arkansans that would still like to have that game. Are they casual football fans? They may not even be football fans.
The thing is,
they vote. They vote.
They do. When you have conversations with those folks, and you start talking to them about the reasons why these games should continue or shouldn't continue, you're actually talking about the debate of it. The first thing that you hear about was the first game that person attended at War Memorial Stadium, and all the other games that they attended there, and what they did with their father there, and their memories of it. And all I hear about is nostalgia. It's the only thing I hear about for the reasons
It's me.
for it to continue.
It's me. It's not y'all. It's me. This is what I did. This is what we did. You can't change it. But by and large, sometimes things do change, but it's tough on those people. And by the same token, the University of Arkansas, to go to the next level, there's no question that every penny that they can find, they just laid off really good people. Because
they
don't have money, because how things have changed.
Because they're trying to save $2.5 million through those cuts.
Yeah.
If the difference between playing a game at War Memorial and playing a game at Razorback Stadium financially is over $4 million, and then we're going to try to make a big deal about our experiences and our nostalgia, when that money literally could have funded those people that were let go by a margin, by a multiplication of maybe 2. Think of it in those terms. Anyway, again, it's the kind of debate
none of
you
those
can run
people
yourself in circles
care
with.
about that. You can tell them that, but they don't care. It's about me, and in the governor, it's
about me.
It's like, well, she's counting votes.
It's about me, and I don't mean me. I don't mean just me. I mean the grandiose, all of us, the way we look at ourselves. We. We'll break here in halftime in a moment. Get over to 46 Steakhouse in Alma for a fantastic meal. When you're craving a perfectly prepared hand-cut steak, 46 Steakhouse delivers a big flavor with every bite. All meals start with famous hot rolls and honey butter. Then there's burgers, sandwiches, steakhouse salads, and, of course, their massive 46-ounce ribeye. There's juicy chicken and hand-breaded catfish at 46 Steakhouse. They're at 108 Highway 71 next to Harps in Alma. 46 Steakhouse is where every meal is a masterpiece. We'll wrap up halftime right after this break.
I just don't understand why people don't turn their blinker on and just think it's okay to stop in the middle of the road.
This is halftime.
Half-price apps and taps are back at Joe's Grill and Cantina every Arkansas game day. Wear your hog gear and get half-price apps and taps at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Enjoy 10-layer dip, chimney paquitos, the ultimate sampler, and Mexican pizza, all half price during Arkansas games. And all your favorite beers on tap are half price. Half price apps and taps during every Arkansas game. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Jelco Outdoors Fall Hunting Sale is going on now through Saturday. Shotguns starting at $150. AR rifles as low as $399.99. Save 10% off on all ammo gun cases starting at $14.99. Higdon duck decoys over 50% off. Rhino corn feeders $299.99. Select bows and crossbows $300 to $500 off on brands like Hoyt, Elite, Botech, and Raven. Don't miss the big fall hunting sale this week at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. The future of office printing is here with Xerox's Connect Key technology and cloud connectivity. Xerox offers seamless integration, top-notch security, and unmatched efficiency to help your business stay ahead. Don't miss out. Call us today at 783-6600 and ask about our special offer for a free Xerox color printer with many Xerox models. Dixie Digital Imaging, leading the way in office technology.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
I was lying on the grass on Sunday morning of last week, indulging in myself with peace. My mind was fried, released the bugs off, twisted robbing me. I got to go 315. Now 5 steps will not be there, a confusing morning week. Impair my drive on lunar peak. And of course you can't become if you only say what you would have done. Storm is still a million miles away. I know it's for me.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
All right, wrapping it up here on a Wednesday on halftime. No more time to get any calls in. We can get some texts if you want at 877-377-6963. I was going to double check and see if the Arkansas Ole Miss line has moved at all during these 3 hours. Nope, still a 7-point game. Ole Miss the favorite, minus 275. Hogs are plus 230 on the money line, and the over-under is still 62. You can get all of those odds and all of the other great games across college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and anything else that's going on in the world of sports on your BetSaracen app. If you want to put a little wager on your favorite sporting event, BetSaracen's right there on your iPhone. Download from the App Store on your Android. Download from Google Play or any web browser. BetSaracen.com. We'll have Sam Pittman live at the Catfish Hole tonight at 7 o'clock on this ESPN Arkansas affiliate that you are listening to. Tomorrow, again, Matt Jones and I are at Walmart ESPN Experience at the Walmart at Mall Avenue in Fayetteville from 11 until 2. John Calipari meeting and greeting and signing from 5 till 6, but you got to be one of the first 100 people lined up to do it. So, Matt, last time we did the ESPN Experience, I wore just what I would normally wear, but I think for tomorrow I'm going to do the suit top and the pajama bottoms and flip-flops. I'll look like a total moron, just like usual. Would you go with the suit top and the pajama bottoms too, just so we can be simpatico?
I got it, man. Michael Shea, that's his wardrobe from Saturday Night Live, wears the same exact suit every time for the weekend news and then has like the And One mixtape shorts on underneath.
Tomorrow's going to be fun too because we'll have our usual guest. We'll have Dudley Dawson. We'll also be talking with Brett Dolan. Dave Van Horn will join us on the phone at 12:15. For, I would say a preview of fall ball, a little schedule talk because the baseball schedule came out. And, Clay, we can get into that on Friday too. But this is it's like the opposite. First of all, it's the opposite of last year's baseball schedule, and it's about the opposite of this year's football schedule. At least it feels like it.
Oh, I think you're right. I got a question for Matt. Bobby Petrino's in the box. Think the operation is smoother?
I think that it's not about where Petrino is, Clay. I think it's the fact that this is Taylor Green's second year. He had another 9 months of being in the film room and
indoctrination.
Yeah, I think that's just part of it when you feel comfortable, because I had 4 different offensive coordinators in, Jacksonville and Arkansas. Every single time that second year, everything slows down a little bit.
And this is what I asked one of the NFL scouts. He goes, how many of these assistant coaches are the same? Offensively, they all are the same. That's why he's in the box. I didn't even think about that.
Clay, looking forward to having you on Friday. Always appreciate you. Thanks a lot. And for the one and only Matt Jones, Kristen Johnson, and for Hall of Famer Clay Henry, I'm Phil. Thanks for listening to Halftime. Stay tuned for Ruskin.